Hello and welcome to the Synergy Podcast live on the Synergy Network. My name is Abdul Majid and I'm your host as usual. So it's 10 months into the John Mahama led administration. And guess what? We are already having talks of succession and who will lead the NDC into the next election that is in 2028. In fact, just Monday, Musa Dankwa he dropped a research he has been doing. And in the research, a lot of people were surprised. For me, I was not really surprised. Yeah, I was not really surprised, apart from a few parts of it. But other than that, I expected some of those things that were in there. So according to Musa Dankwa, this is just a line from his summary. He says, in the race to lead the NDC, the poll continued to show how Nigeria is leading the pack with 30%, Asaidin Ketia at 24%, Adefosun 18%, Julius Debra 10%, Okudota Blakwa 8%, Eric Opoku 2%, Joshua Alabi, Amakofi Boa, Kwame Wadako also at 2%, Spio Gabra 1%, and Oko Vandapo 0%. In fact, after he dropped this, there was a lot of brouhaha on social media. Some saying it's too early to be having these conversations. And these conversations also were on the traditional media. I think Musa Dankwa granted a number of interviews on TV stations explaining how he came by some of these things. So since then, there's been a lot of conversation and I decided that, look, today, why don't we get into it? Maybe we see waiting they go on for this thing because a lot of people have been talking about it. So we'll just dive straight into it. But before we do that, there's something I would like us to consider. I would like us to take note of. So in 2024, total registered voters were at 18 million. Yes, and out of these 18 million, we had about 75% of them being young people under the ages of 45. So from 18 to 45 years, there were about 40 million people, comprising about 75% of the total registered voters. So we should take note of this. And another thing that I want us to take note of is, according to Musa Dankwa, in a research that he has done, he says 2 out of 3 young people want the country to be led by a young person. Yes, so out of 3 young people, 2 of them want the country to be led by a young person. So these are some of the things we should take note of. So before I go into this, the first person I would like us to look at is Honorable Haruna Iddrisu. So Honorable Haruna Iddrisu is 55 years. He turned 55, I think, last month or ending of August. 55 years of age. He is MP for Tamale South. He has been MP since 2004 till now. Yes. Before he became MP, he was president of NUCS while at University of Ghana. So he was president in 1996, 1997. And Honorable Haruna Iddrisu is part of the young student leaders that emerged during that time. Yes, during the late 90s, he was part of a crop of young leaders that emerged, the likes of Honorable Haruna Iddrisu, Honorable Amin Anta, Mustafa Hamid, Franklin Kujo. They were the activists that emerged during that period. In fact, they played a very huge role in shaping the in shaping the Get Fund we have today. They were instrumental in coming up with Get Fund, Haruna Iddrisu, and the likes. Since Haruna Iddrisu emerged as a student leader, moving into mainstream politics, he has always been at the front lines of things. His name has never dimmed. And according to Musa Dankwa too, he says the young people want people that are they want leaders that have been in the front line, people that are in the forefront. They have always been there. They are seeing them every time. These are the people that the youth want to see in power now. So Honorable Haruna Iddrisu is highly favored when it comes to this. Yes. So from University of Ghana, he became youth organizer for the NDC in 2002 till 2010. He was youth organizer. So even serving as an MP, he was still a youth organizer. So Honorable Haruna Iddrisu has served in a number of portfolios as minister. He was minister for trade, minister for communications, yes, then minister for labor, then now minister for education. In fact, when he became minister for education, some of us were skeptical. Yeah, a lot of our people, in fact, in Tamale here, there were a lot of conversations dominating media space about he going to education ministry. Some said he deserved better. Some said they were going to sabotage him. They felt that there were a lot of challenges in the education sector, and he going there it's a sabotage. They want to spoil his political career. In fact, I will not. Yes, I was skeptical too. But since he has gone there, it has played into his advantage. Hardly a day goes by without us seeing Honorable Idrisu in the news. Almost every week we see him in the news. And in his line of duties, these young people that comprise 75% of the voters register, they are the people he comes into contact with day in, day out as he's solving the problems in the educational sector. These are the people he's meeting. So, for instance, I think just 2 days ago, there was a demonstration by, I think, teachers who had been posted and not paid, and some that have not been posted at all. And he met some of them and he told them, look, I'll work with finance minister. Those of you that have not been paid for more than a year, I'll make sure you are paid. Those that have not been posted yet, I'll make sure you are posted. Yes, so as the day goes by, these are the people he comes into contact with, solving their problems. In fact, senior high school students, making sure they get good food to eat, finding better infrastructure for them, teacher trainees, making sure they are being paid and all. Day in, day out, he's boosting his chances of becoming a potential flag bearer. But the funny thing is, same last week, we saw him telling our Vice President, Excellency Jane Nano Pokwa, that, look, I'll be very happy for you to become the first female Vice President. So he's distancing himself from this whole presidential race, but he's still leading. I don't know if this is his strategy, but if it's his strategy, I think, well, it's working really well for him. So this education ministry is really playing a huge role in projecting Honorable Haruna Idrisu as presidential material. Yes. So the naysayers who were skeptical, I'm sorry, it looks like we were all wrong. To be honest, we were all wrong. Yeah. Also, another thing that plays in Honorable Haruna Idrisu's favor is that so far he's the only northern candidate whose name has been mentioned. So far, with all those mentioned, he's the only one. So he's getting all the support and all the votes. Yes, and this is going to play in two ways. Even though he's getting all the support from the northern bloc, it is also going to be difficult for him to navigate through and become the next flag bearer, because in the past 10 years, the NDC has been led by someone from the northern part of the country. So the northern part, that is comprising of the 5 regions of the north, northern region, upper east, upper west, Savannah, and Savannah north and northeast, yes. So if he's able to get the votes that is from the delegates to become the flag bearer, I think so far everything else is going in his favor. Yes, so far that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. So Honorable Haruna Idrisu is the first person that we are looking at, and he is at 30%, as Musa Dankwa revealed. So the next person is our own chairman, General Asiedu Nketia. So Asiedu Nketia now is 69 years. In 2028, he will be about 72, 73. This age factor is something, okay, we'll come to it later, yes. So in 2028, he'll be about 73. Asiedu Nketia started off as a teacher, then he later went into banking. Yes. He also served as a member of parliament, and this is something a lot of people don't know. He served as a member of parliament for Wenchi West from 1992 to 2004. Then he bowed out gracefully. Yes, he did not lose. He just decided not to contest again. So Asiedu Nketia moved from general secretary. In fact, he was the longest serving general secretary in the NDC from 2005 to 2022. Then afterwards, he became national chairman. In fact, a lot of people believe that this going for the national chairman was something that it was planned. It's something that he did to propel himself, to make himself the face of the party when eventually President Mahama leaves. So a lot of people believe that this is when his ambition started, moving for national chairman. So Asiedu Nketia too, as as chairman of the party, he's also the board chairman for Ghana Ports and Harbour Authority. As chairman, he has a lot of influence. He has a lot of there's an opportunity to help a lot of people. So going forward, this might also play in his favor because he has the influence, he has the means to help a lot of people, a lot of young people that he will come in contact with. Also, as chairman too, Asiedu Nketia For instance, just I think last month, he started a thank you tour. This gives him the opportunity to meet the grassroots, and he's a grassroots man. He's rooted deeply amongst the grassroots, and still as party chairman, it gives him the opportunity to meet these people in the party, keep reassuring them if there are opportunities, he can give it to them and all. So it's also playing very well in his favor. And just as Musa Dankwa said, the young people of this country need leaders that have always been in the front line. It's going to help Chairman Asedi Kitatu because he has been there since 90s. Since the 90s, he has been there till now. His name has never died. This is also playing in his favor. And Asedi Kitatu was second to Honorable Anadisu with 24%. Yes, my friend Mujahid will always say the next John. Yes, so Asedi Kitatu says, okay, he hasn't said he'll be there, but people are projecting him to be there too. So the next person then, surprisingly, is our finance minister, Keso Forson. And in fact, it's something that I've also been surprised with, yes, this particular one. Because Forson, his name just came into the fray of potential flag bearers. I never saw him coming in there just yet. Because he came into parliament in 2009. Yes, from 2009 till now, he has been MP, served as deputy finance minister, served as ranking member of the finance committee, and currently our finance minister. He also served as minority leader. In fact, in the last parliament, Keso Forson was one person that he was holding the necks of the NPP MPs in parliament. Day in, day out, he was on their necks. The unfortunate thing is that never in the history of this country have we had a finance minister becoming president. In fact, it's always a disadvantage for them being in the finance ministry. We have seen this with Kobana before and a number of others. Because, for instance, as right now, Atoforce's numbers are very favorable. He's polling at 18%. And I think that's because the economy is working well currently. Things seem to be going on well. The CD is performing relatively better than he came to take it. He has removed a lot of taxes. Our economy is relatively looking promising. So because of that, it's playing in his favor. But trust me, God forbid, if our economy starts to go bad, it is going to affect his numbers. So for him as finance minister, it's a double-edged sword. It can help him and it can also kill his ambition. So right now he's polling at 18% to my surprise. I think to the surprise of many. Coming in third. The next person is Chief Julius Deborah, our chief of staff for the president. So Julius Deborah hails from Suhum, and mind you, Atoforson is 47. In 2028, he'll be 50 or 51 thereabouts. So he's relatively also younger amongst all the other named people. This might also help him because the youth are saying they need young people. They don't need people that are very old. They don't need people that are past retirement age. That is what they are saying. I'm not the one saying this. So Chief Julius Deborah is 59 years. In 2028, he will be in his 60s. This might be a problem for some of the young people who are saying, in fact, it's not just young people that are saying it. Lawyer Martin Pebu has been on about this. He has been going on about this. We don't want old people again, especially with what happened with Akufo-Addo. You know, the old man failed a lot of people. So they are saying they don't want old people again. They want young people. So Julius Deborah hails from Suhum in the Eastern region. He has been propaganda secretary for the party. He has been a regional chairman at some point. He has served as regional minister for both Eastern and Greater Accra region. He has served as local government minister, and he has served as CEO for Ghana Tourism Authority too. Chief Deborah has also been around for a very long time. He has served Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings. He has served our late former president Fifi Atamils. He's currently serving President Mahama too as chief of staff. So he has been around for a long time. In fact, they call him the smooth operator. They said he's very good at organizations. Yes, he's good at organizing the grassroots and everything. I'm sure that's why they made him chief of staff. So Julius Deborah too, unfortunately, he's seen more as a behind the scenes guy. So certain people do not really know him. In fact, just last week, sorry, last month, I was having a conversation with someone, and he asked me that I'm going Julius Debra, man. I was like, who is Julius Debra? And I was like, he doesn't know you. I was like, yeah. So I showed him a picture, and he was like, oh, he's the one. He's like, he hears the name, he sees this face, but he did not know who he was. He did not know he was Julius Debra. So he's seen more as a behind the scenes guy. So a lot of people do not really know him. But then lately he's out and about. He's organizing keep fit exercises. Even at the presidency, he's very active in there. He'll probably go down as one of the most, visible chief of staffs we have ever had. Yeah, Chief Debra is everywhere, and I think probably it's because of the ambition. Probably he hasn't said he'll be there, but probably it's because of the ambition. That's why we are seeing him everywhere lately. Another person that is whose name has been mentioned has been Samuel Okudjota Ablakwa, MP and Foreign Minister. So Okudjota Ablakwa is 45 years. He was NUC's president in 2005, served as MP since 2013, served as deputy minister, and also served as deputy minister for education. Yes, so he served as deputy minister for education and also information, and he's currently our foreign minister. So he's also someone whose name has been mentioned in there. His name has been mentioned. In fact, he had about 8%. He's coming in fifth. He's also very active on social media. So I think the Gen Z is able to relate with the Gen Z voters, because currently they are saying the Gen Z voters are really ruthless. Yes, but them that whatever, they don't vote, they don't do party lines. They vote who they see, who is visible, and who is working. If you are not working, they will not vote you. We have seen this in the last general election, and we saw it play out in the runoff at Akutia. Yes. So these are the 5 people that we'll go into. There are other people, their percentages are very low. In fact, Musa Dankwa is saying that subsequently they might take some of them out, probably if their performance do not increase. So now I would like us to look at a number of things. So we have Haruna Idrisu 30%, Aseidun Ketia 24%, Ato Forson 18%, Julius Debra 10%, Ablakwa 8%, Eric Opoku, Joshua Alabi, Amakofibwa, Kwame Wadako at 2%, Sio Gabra 1%, and Okovandapoy at 0%. So there's something that I want us to look at. In July, when this particular poll was done, Haruna Idrisu was at 27%. July, August, September, Haruna Idrisu is having about 30%. And mind you, like I said before, as education minister, he's out there every day interacting with young people, helping them, solving their problems. Everywhere he's there. From the senior high schools, universities, he's there, he's helping them, he's doing a lot of things for them. So I'm sure this is something that has played into his percentage increase. If things go well, if his performance as minister continues, I'm sure that in the coming months, this percentage will also increase. Yes, then the next person is Aseidun Ketia. Aseidun Ketia in July had 26%, and currently September is at 24%. His percentage has dropped to Ato Forson 22%. He has dropped to 18%. Julius Debra 11% has dropped to 10%. Ablakwa at 8% has still maintained. So you can see in this list, Honorable Haruna Idrisu is the only person who has had an increase in their percentage. His chances of becoming flag bearer and subsequently president is increasing amongst all the people whose names have been mentioned so far. So I think whatever he's doing, he should stick to it. And inshallah, if God gives us long life and good health, and if he finally drops his name in there, I'm sure that he will be voted into power come 2028. Yes. Another thing that I want us to look at is the performance amongst the blocks of the party. So the NDC has about 4 different blocks. We have the northern block of the party that comprises of the 5 regions of the north. Then we have the Akan block that has Bono, Bono East, Ahafo, Central, Ashanti region, Western North, I think, and Eastern. That's the Akan block of the party. Then we have the Volta OT block, that's Volta region OT. Then we have the Gadami block. So I think there was another poll that was done in just the Akan block, and Aseidun Ketia led that one with 29%. Ato Forson 21%, Haruna Iddrisu 20%, Julius Debra 14%, Okujoto Ablakwa 7%. So even in the account block, Haruna Iddrisu is performing really well with 20%. In fact, he's doing better than Julius Debra. So this is something that I think will help him. A lot of people would have thought that as a Northerner, he will not really perform well in the account block, but his performance is relatively good in there. In fact, he's doing better than Julius Debra, Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa, Eric Opoku, and the others. He's doing better than them in the account block. Then we'll come to, so one thing we should also notice that right now, with Haruna Iddrisu, the only Northern candidate amongst all of them, he's getting all the support from the North. Subsequently, if probably someone like Mahama Yerga or another person from the Northern bloc comes in there, he might be able to neutralize Haruna Iddrisu's strengths. And also, if you look at the account block, we have a lot of people coming from there. We have Asiedu Nketia, Ato Forson, Julius Debra, Eric Opoku. So the votes there they are sharing amongst each other. So now we come to the Northern bloc. In the Northern bloc, Haruna Iddrisu, like I said, he's doing very well with 59%. Asiedu Nketia 17%, Ato Forson 9%, Ablakwa 4%, Julius at 3%, Eric Opoku too at 3%. So Honorable Haruna Iddrisu he's maintaining a very strong standing among the Northern bloc of the party. But even in the other blocks, in the Ashanti Akan bloc, he's performing really well. He's competing with them in there. Then we'll come to the Volta OT block 2. So in the Volta OT block 2, he's performing really well, coming in second, 18%. Ablakwa obviously leading 29%. Ato Forson 13%. Asiedu Nketia 12%. Julius Debra 17%, Joshua Alabi 6%. So you can see Honorable Haruna Iddrisu performing very well across all the other blocks in the party. And this is really helping him a lot, to be honest. So there's something that I want us to look at. There was a poll done too in a 3-horse race without Ato Forson, just Haruna Iddrisu, Julius Debra, Asiedu Nketia. I think one will assume that the Akan vote will help push people from the Akan side, the Akan bloc of the party. But Haruna Iddrisu is emerging as a leader in game. He's coming up with 45%, Asiedu Nketia 37%, Julius Debra 19%. So even though Ato Forson is from the Akan bloc and he has been removed in this race, his votes have not just gone to the Akan members. It has been shared amongst all of them, and Haruna Iddrisu is getting 45%. And remember in the other slide, where in the Akan block, Haruna Iddrisu was getting about 20%. So I'm sure this is what is pushing him to get about 45% here to lead the pack. Another thing that I wanted us to look at, yes, so in a 3-horse race without Haruna Iddrisu, we have Asiedu Nketia leading with 40%, Julius Debra 22%, and Ato Forson at 13%. So without Haruna Iddrisu, his vote has been split, and Ato Forson is getting a lot of it, pushing him to 28% behind Asiedu Nketia. In fact, I've been telling a lot of people that I think Honorable Haruna Iddrisu is the only person that can beat Asiedu Nketia. I've said it a number of times, and it is playing out. He's the only person that has been able to beat Asiedu Nketia so far in the polls that are being carried out. So we come to a little end of this, and there is something that has been said. So there is something that was revealed in this poll. A lot of people are saying that this might kill Julius Debra's ambition. That is, if he's really going to be in there. So according to the poll done by Musa Damkwam, Julius Debra is the only candidate that has been beaten by the NPP so far. So they polled Haruna Iddrisu against all the other NPP candidates, and he beat them. He beat Bawumia, beat Kennedy Japan, beat Brian Champong. They polled what's his name? Chief Debra, and the Chief Debra was the only person that lost. Because even Ato Forson is beating the NPP candidate, and Asiedu Nketia is beating them too. So a lot of people are saying that this might kill Julius Debra's ambition
Because if at this point the polls are saying you are the only one that cannot beat an NPP candidate, it's really worrying. So I'm sure he's listening, and I'm sure he will be following, and I'm sure he'll be going through these polls and these numbers if he really has the ambition. Because it's really bad. Maybe this might be, this will be what will push him, or this might be what will kill the ambition. But so far, people are saying it will kill his ambition. So, what is worth noting is that to the current administration, there is no NDC, there will be no NDC government in 2028 if they do not perform well. If they do not perform well currently, it is going to affect each and everyone that has ambitions going into 2028. So we are hoping that for now, some of them can subside their ambitions and just keep working. They should keep working and doing their job. If they are able to perform very well, come 2028, it's going to be easy on them. But if they fail now, 2028, I mean, basically, it's going to be a done deal for them. They will not have a chance, or they will not find it easy. So I'm hoping some of them will not let these ambitions get into their head, and they will take it easy and just do what they're supposed to be doing now. Yes. Hopefully, as time goes on, as Mr. Dankwa reveals more or further polls are being done, I'll be here and I'll take you through it on the Synergy podcast. So, my name is Abdul Majid, and I think today we have come to the end of today's program. So, thank you very much, and see you next time.